Shirk, associating someone with one god. In Islam, shirk is the sin of practicing idolatry or polytheism, the deification or worship of anyone or anything besides the singular God, Allah. Literally, it means ascribing the establishment of partners placed beside God. It is the vice that is opposed to the virtue of Tawhid monotheism. Those who practice shirk are termed Mushrikun. Mushrikun or mushrik are those who practice shirk, which literally means association and refers to accepting other gods and divinities alongside the God of the Muslims, Allah, as God's associates. In Islamic law, shirk is a crime, can just be attributed to Muslims, since only a Muslim is legally responsible not to associate any partner to Allah. Within Islam, shirk is an unforgivable crime if it remains unpardoned before death. Allah may forgive any sin if one dies in that state except for committing shirk. The word shirk comes from with the general meaning of to share. In the context of the Quran, the particular sense of sharing as an equal partner is usually understood, so that polytheism means attributing a partner to Allah. In the Quran, shirk and the related word mushrikun, those who commit shirk and plot against Islam, often refer to the enemies of Islam, as in verse 9.1-15. Quran. Islamic commentators on the Quran have emphasized that pre-Islamic Arabic idolatry made a number of godlings, most memorably the three goddesses Al-Manat, Al-Lat and Uzza, equal associates of Allah, as the Quran discusses in the 53rd Surat. And the word mushrikun, singular, mushrik, is often translated into English as polytheists. The Quran and what the people of NUH's community would say in an effort by the idolaters to ignore and mock NUH. They, idolaters, have said, "You shall not leave your gods, nor shall you leave Wad, nor Suwa, nor Yahud, nor Yark, nor Nasr." Opening parenthesis. Quran 71:23. Other forms of shirk include the worship of wealth and other material objects. This is pointed out in the Quran in one of the stories of the children of Israel, when they took a calf made of gold for worship, and for which Moses ordered them to repent. Another form of shirk mentioned in the Quran is to take scholars of religion, monks, divines, or religious lawyers as Lord's in practice by following the doctrines, and or by following the rulings on what is lawful when it is at variance to the law or doctrines prescribed by Allah's revelation. Theological interpretation. Medieval Muslim, as well as Jewish, philosophers identified belief in the Trinity with the heresy of shirk in Arabic, or shituf in Hebrew, meaning associationism, in limiting the infinity of God by associating his divinity with physical existence. In a theological context, one commits shirk by associating some lesser being with Allah. This sin is committed if one imagines that there is a partner with Allah whom it is suitable to worship. It is stated in the Quran, Allah forgives not that partners should be set up with him, but he forgives anything else to whom he pleases. To set up partners with Allah is to devise a sin most heinous indeed. Quran 4:48. Many Islamic theologians, who, closing square bracket, extend the sense of worship to include praying to some other being to intercede with Allah on one's behalf, rather than taking one's case to God himself. The limits of the concept of worship are quite elastic, and theologians often describe excessive veneration of some artifact here on earth as shirk. Atheism is described as shirk because it denies the position of Allah as the unique creator and sustainer of the universe. Tawhid ar-rububiyyah, the unity of lordship. And Muslims who declare that they are atheists are being punished in Muslim countries. In the same way, the act of shirk is extended to include such things as the notion that God possesses human-like anthropomorphic qualities, as well as acts of worship or piety whose inward goal is pride. caprice, or a desire for public admiration, although public prayer is a core Islamic aspect of faith, encouraged and supported in the Quran. The status of the people of the book, Ahl al-Kitab, particularly Jews and Christians, with respect to the Islamic notions of unbelief is not clear-cut. Charles Adams writes that the Quran reproaches the people of the book with kufr for rejecting Muhammad's message when they should have been the first to accept it as possessors of earlier revelations, and singles out Christians for disregarding the evidence of God's unity. The Quranic verse 5:73, certainly they disbelieve, kafara, who say, God is the third of three, among other verses, has been traditionally understood in Islam as rejection of the Christian Trinity doctrine, though modern scholarship has suggested alternative interpretations. Other Quranic verses strongly deny the deity of Jesus Christ, Son of Mary, and reproach the people who treat Jesus as equal with God as disbelievers who will be doomed to eternal punishment in hell. Quran also does not recognize the attribute of Jesus as the Son of God, a God himself. It respects Jesus as a prophet and messenger of God sent to children of Israel. Some Muslim thinkers such as Muhammad Talbi have viewed the most extreme Quranic presentations of the dogmas of the Trinity and divinity of Jesus 5:19, 5:75-76, 5:119 as non-Christian formulas that were rejected by the Church. Cyril Glass criticizes the use of kafirun, place of kafir, to describe Christians as loose usage. According to the Encyclopedia of Islam, in traditional Islamic jurisprudence, Ahl al-Kitab are usually regarded more leniently than other kafir, place of kafir, ... And in theory a Muslim commits a punishable offense if he says to a Jew or a Christian, "Thou unbeliever." Historically, people of the book permanently residing under Islamic rule were entitled to a special status known as dhimmi, while those visiting Muslim lands received a different status known as muslimin. In fiqh, Islamic jurisprudence, shirk became legally equivalent to kufr, unbelief. Those Muslims who profess it are considered outlaws who should be ousted from the Muslim community. All the legal rights are suspended until they denounce the polytheistic beliefs. Shirk, however, received considerable extension of meaning throughout the dogmatic development of Islam. It did not remain simply a term for the idolatry prevailing outside Islam but came to be used as the opposite of Tawhid, the oneness of God, and became synonymous with any belief or practice rejected by a particular sect. Different grades of shirk have been distinguished, apart from pure and blatant polytheism. There is shirk al-ada, shirk of custom, which includes all superstitions, such as the belief in omens and the seeking of help from soothsayers. Shirk al-ibada, shirk of worship, is manifested in the belief in the powers of created things, e.g., the reverencing of saints, kissing holy stones, and praying at the grave of a holy man. There is shirk al-ilm, shirk of knowledge, e.g., to credit anyone, such as astrologers or interpreters of dreams, with knowledge of the future. All of these types of shirk are shirk safir, minor shirk, in comparison with polytheism.